What is up, family? Welcome back to the Brandon Brews channel. Let me just start this video off by saying, family, I miss you. I know, I say this all the time that I'm back and all, but I just have a lot going on. And so this video is going to give you a little insight on what's been going on. And yeah, so I'm going to just jump in and we just going to have a good conversation. Yes, your boy has given up being a local truck driver. So I know I put out some content about being local and how I like it, and this is the ins and outs. This is what you can expect. And let me just say, I never wanted to portray, but I never was trying to be a local truck driver. Like when I left rail, I was trying to do the same thing I was doing at rail. I was trying to get regional when I went to Martin, but they had an opportunity for a local dedicated position. And I happened to be in the area. I happened to live in the Chicagoland area. So that's how that went down. And then I became a local truck driver. And then after that, you guys know, they lost the contract. I got laid off. At the time, I wanted another local position. I found something and I went there. Now, when I went there, I've done a few videos, but I never really told you guys where I was. And I don't think I want to tell y'all where I was anyway now. I'm not trying to do a video or a review to tell you about are they a good or a bad company. I'm not going to do that. But let me just tell you how it went. So everything was cool up until like the last 4 weeks. The last 4 weeks have been interesting while working for the last company that I was with. When I say interesting, I'm talking about them checks. I'm talking about work. It got very interesting. So the biggest thing, what started happening, I started working only 4 days a week. Not because I asked, but because that's what they started doing. And you're supposed to, at this company, you will get some people call it pre-plan. They call it workflow or your load for the next day. You're supposed to get that about 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so you'll know what you're doing for the next day. So by the time you're shutting down for the day, you already know where you're going tomorrow and what you're going to be doing. So I ran into a few problems where that wasn't happening. And so I would be shutting down and the next day will occur. And 7 o'clock will come in the morning, 8 o'clock will come. By this time, I'm calling dispatch saying what's going on. So that started happening. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I just noticed, like, there were some things going on with dispatch that was a little weird. Like, honestly, I feel like they don't know how to dispatch. I was my own dispatch a lot of times. So it started off with, I remember one particular weekend. Mind you, I'm supposed to work every other weekend. When I got hired on, they said, you work every other weekend. I said, cool. If you know, when I was with Martin doing the local position, I worked every weekend. My off days were Tuesday and Wednesday. So coming off that to be coming to work every other weekend, piece of cake, cool. Well, I only worked 2 weekends since when I had only worked 2 weekends, ever only worked 2 weekends. And that's because dispatch never gave me anything for the weekend. And I mean, what I'm going to do, call them on a Saturday and say, hey, y'all got work? Of course not. It's the weekend. So there was one weekend where this dispatcher she ended up texting me. She didn't use the app. She texted me and was just like, is there any way you can help out this weekend? We got a lot of work. Like I said, I'm supposed to work every other weekend. I don't know if they know that. It's like dispatch is in their own island or planet And then you have the terminal, which actually is right next door. They are on their own island. That's how it is. That's how it was. So this particular weekend, I told her, I said, well, if I do Saturday, I can only do 2 loads because I wasn't about to have my whole Saturday tied up because I actually had plans that Saturday. But if I do Sunday, I'll do 3 loads. So she said, okay, I'll use your Sunday. Thank you so much. I come in, I do my job, I park for the day. What did I tell y'all? I'm supposed to have my pre-plan, my workflow for the next day, which is Monday. I didn't have one. So Monday comes about 7. So the real dispatchers come in at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I try to avoid all of that. I don't want to talk to the overnight people because they just going to tell you, well, I sent an email. So I wait for the real people to show up. So after 7 o'clock, I'm waiting because now I'm on standby. It's like that's what happened. Like the last 4 weeks, I felt like I was a standby driver. Like I'm waiting, or I felt like they didn't have it. They just didn't know what to do with me. Like, yeah, you're a driver, but we don't know. We're going to see if we can fit you in. I'm like, what's going on? Last month wasn't like that. But Monday happens and she messages me like at 8:30 and says, hey, I'm waiting for this trailer to get loaded so you can take this to Iowa to meet a driver. You're going to do a split. So I was taking it to him and he was going to take it to where it had to go. I've never been to Iowa with this company. And I was just like, oh, that's new. Cool. And I said, okay, thanks. Let me know. 1 o'clock comes and we're still waiting for this loaded trailer. I don't know what happened or whatever. And she says she's still waiting. 2 o'clock happens and she said, hey, could I get you to shuttle some trailers? And I'm like, well, yeah, I haven't. Now it's 2 o'clock. I ain't did nothing all day. I need to do something. So I tell her, yeah, sure, let me know. She never does. 4:30, 5 o'clock comes and I get a pre-plan or a workflow for Tuesday. So I didn't work Monday. And at the time, you at home. So if I was at a truck stop and that happened, yeah, I would have been all over them. But I was at home, so I was just like, well, you know what? I'm going to chill out. Cool. I just had a day off. But in my head, I'm like, well, I'm going to make that up on Saturday. But I already work Sunday. So I'm thinking, well, I work Sunday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, if I work the full week, it'd be cool. So stuff just started falling out of the bottom just started falling out, y'all. Like, it just kept happening. So that was 1 week. And then another week, it happens like that. And this was where, week before last, let me tell you what happened. I come out the house for Monday. Think I did a load. I went to Wisconsin. And then I come back and they gave me a load for Tuesday. This Tuesday load is to go to Missouri. So you guys know how I feel about that. That's where I make my money. That's a 500-mile one-way load. So it's 1,000 miles. So if I do that in a week, I know I'm good. Give me whatever else and I'm good. So I went to the place to pick the load up. They tell me that they gave that to somebody else. They just left. And I'm like, who gave that to somebody else? They said the driver called dispatch and dispatch changed it and gave it to them. And in my head, I'm like, well, they couldn't call and tell me. Because by this time I was going to run it overnight. I got there around 9 o'clock and I was going to run it overnight, 9 p.m. It had to be there at 11 a.m. If I was at the place at 9, it was going to get there by 6 a.m. So ample time is early. So that happened. And then I called dispatch. It's overnight dispatch, right? And this was weird, too, about that place. They only answered the phone. There was nobody that could make real decisions. They literally will call them in the middle of the night and wake them up. Yeah. I confirmed it with one of my managers as well. I said, what? Why is that? That's ludicrous. I was like, do you get paid extra for that? Of course not. He's salaried. But going back to the story. So I called dispatch. Dispatch tells me, well, going back to the terminal, which is only 10 minutes away, and go home and take your 10 hour. Because they told me they had another load coming out. It would be like 3 hours. I wasn't about to wait 3 hours. Not only that, I told dispatch, I said, when I do this run to Missouri, I said, I need my full clock. And 3 hours could be 5 hours. And if I decide to wait here and stay on duty, I don't have a full clock. So I said, that's not going to work. I'd rather go home, wait 10 hours, see if the load is ready. So I went home, did my 10 hour, called in to confirm. The load was never done. It never got ready. To this day, I don't even know what happened to that load. So now it's Wednesday. I'm waiting. About 4 o'clock, they tell me that they got something Southern Illinois for me to do. If I want it, I can do it. I'm like, if I want it, I can do it. Like, what if I said no, I didn't want to do it? Y'all gonna be okay with that? I don't know. So I did it. They said the load was ready. I drive down there. The load was not ready. And so now I'm like, okay, what is going on? Like, why would y'all say, like, in black and white, I got the message that says the load is ready to be picked up. You're going to be bringing it back up here. So I went in there, checked in, and the guy is like, I don't know why they do that. He was like, the load on our schedule and the schedule they see says that it's getting loaded today. It's not ready today. It's just getting loaded. So I waited there because he told me it'll be ready in 2 hours. The load did not get ready. I was there for 6 hours. I got home at 5 a.m. I had 30 minutes left on my 14 hour. So, and mind you, I'm in a day cab. So I was sitting in the day cab for like 6 hours waiting for a loaded trailer. So I did it because like I didn't work the day before, and I said, well, this is detention or whatever. So brought the load back, did that. And it's 5 a.m. on, is it Wednesday now? And so I took a 10 hour. About 4 or 5 o'clock, they sent me a workflow, sent me a pre-plan. And the pre-plan is for Thursday. It is to go to Missouri. So here we go again. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I know this got to be right. And mind you, look, when I first got to this company, they told me that I can start when I want. And they asked me, what time do you want to run? And I said 4 or 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. That's what I want to do. Like for the past 4 weeks, I have not ran that. They've had me running 9 a.m. overnight. And I get it, it's trucking, but I'm just like, why ask me that? And you gonna have me, you giving me scraps. That's kind of how I felt. So I go up there Thursday to this place to get this load, y'all. Tell me why they don't even know of a load. They don't know of a load that's there. But in the end, they tell me that there's something coming out later. So I called dispatch. Now dispatch is like, oh my gosh, I don't know how that happened. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, I'm going home. So I went back home. And this is the thing. When this was happening, they act as if they had nothing else to give me. Nothing else. But Friday, they were asking people to volunteer to work on the weekend. And I'm just like, I never work weekends. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't get it. I don't know. So, to make a long story short, I worked 2 days that week. I looked at the check when it came in. It was $500. Lowest check I've gotten in a long time. I'll just say that. Because that's not the lowest check I got. Them checks used to be like that at Rail. So when I seen that, I said, we got to do something about that. So all that time I had at home, I started looking around and seeing what was up. And I said, yeah, I can't do this. I said, if they think that they can get away with this, yeah, their communication sucked. They didn't follow up. Like, I remember calling dispatch. She got me off the phone real fast. She was like, I'm going to call you in 5 minutes. Call you in 5 minutes. Her 5 minutes was like 4 hours. And so what I used to do with them, I used to make sure I used their messaging service and type what I want to say, because I wanted to have a transcript. I wanted to have a paper trail, so they don't have to say, well, you didn't call. Like, no, it's in these messages. You see what I said. So that's why I did that, because I feel like they were using Microsoft Word and Excel and notepads. That's what was coming off, y'all. I didn't make an emotional move, because you know how you be in your feelings. You're like, nah, they did me like what? I'm about to show them. Like, no. I got bills. I got responsibilities. I got to do what I got to do for me. So what I end up doing, I worked all them hours, all them days they kept giving me stuff. I already had the next job in hand. They had me an offer letter and everything. And I told the recruiter, I said, hey, I got to play this smart. So I'm going to let you know when you can make your little call, but we got to play this smart. So I scheduled an email for 5 a.m. because I know I was going to be on the road, gave them my resignation, and later that day gave them their keys, their hard hat, and I said thank you. But yeah, so that's how that went. So I'm not local anymore. I don't want to make this video any longer, but that's kind of how it went. And like, yeah, I'm just like, I can't do this. I've been through that before, and I'm not gonna suffer through that. Cause now, like, it's like when you know better, you do better. But the moment I seen that $500 check, and I'm looking at a check, I'm just like, I didn't take no days off. I can see if I put days in to take off. I didn't do that. I didn't tell them I wanted to work 4 days a week. Not only that, how are you dispatched and you don't know that we work every other weekend? Literally last week, one of the dispatchers was like, yeah, because I know you off weekends. And I ain't say nothing. I said, okay, yeah, I'm off weekends. So it was a lot going on over there. And yeah, like, I'm not trying to put them on blast or whatever, because I think they got something good. Like, I liked what I was doing. It was fun, but it was cool because it was different. You're not dealing with regular dry van trailers. You're dealing with pneumatic trailers. So you see plants and you see different things. But yeah, I couldn't stay there doing that. So in the next video, if you've been watching my trucking journey, I will show you what we're doing next and what is in line. And all I'm gonna say, I'll give y'all a little hint. You remember I told y'all I wasn't gonna be doing any more trucking videos because all of them was the same and I only went to 2 places at once. Well, we're changing things up. Your boy is going back regional. That's all I'm gonna give you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all, Jax is coming back on the truck too. I'm excited. So I ain't gonna make this video even longer than it is, but we're done with local, going back regional. In the next video, I'll tell you where I'm at. You might be shocked. Y'all be blessed.